I had a few people ask me about my new black magnetic outlining wall that I just made, and so I thought I would vlog about that today. First, you start out with a nice, beautiful white wall like the one behind me here. That's pretty and pristine and sparkling white and freshly painted, and you're gonna totally ruin it. You're gonna wanna start out with some of this stuff. I just got it at Lowe's. I think it was like 22 bucks a can. It's magnetic primer. It says it's dark gray. It's black. At Lowe's, you're gonna want them to put this in the shaker mixer thingy because all of the little metallic particles in it will settle to the bottom. I had this problem. I thought I fixed it by stirring it. No, everything was still on the bottom. This primer will mess up your paint roller like nobody's business. So you're probably going to want to invest in like a 3 or 4 pack of the really cheap, foamy roller things, because you will not be able to clean out your roller with this stuff. You're going to want to start out with several thin coats of this. I did like 5 or 6 coats. Just to make sure everything was nice and sticky. So all you really need to do is do 1 coat, wait about an hour, put a fan on it, come back, do another coat, and do that 6 or 7 or 15 times. Take a beautiful white shiny wall, and then you're gonna just totally screw it up like this and put a nice big black streak across this white wall. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna like totally, completely freak out at this point, and you're gonna be like, sweet fancy Moses, what have I done to this beautiful white wall? And if I were there, I would hold you and tell you that it's gonna be okay and it's gonna turn out lovely. But if you need to, take a moment and panic, and that's fine, but you gotta panic pretty fast because that primer will dry pretty quickly on your roller. As you're going through between coats, you can just kind of check out how magnetic it's getting. We have a bunch of these little itty bitty, they're called buckyballs. They're rare earth magnets. We have a bazillion of these all through our house. There are probably several stuck in the intestinal tract of at least one of our kids. So after 5 or 6 coats of that, your wall is gonna be pretty black, like black. Matte black. It's gonna look kind of like a chalkboard. And some people I know put chalkboard paint over top of it to make like a magnetic chalkboard, but I didn't really want a chalkboard because they're always just dusty and messy, and I didn't really want that. However, I was worried about how many coats of white paint it would take to cover back up over the magnetic primer so that the black was no longer showing. And I thought, well, if I have to do like 3 or 4 coats of white, you're not even gonna get the magnetic properties anymore because it's all going to be covered up with paint. But then I started putting my outline up on the black, and I decided I really liked how my fluorescent index cards kind of pop on the black. And so I decided just, instead of to paint it back over white, I was going to paint over it with black semi-gloss. The one thing I was kind of bummed about was my masking tape did not work. It totally bled through at the corners and all along the edges. And I don't know what I could have done differently. So if you can figure out a better way to use painter's masking tape, then good on ya. I just love the look of the black wall overall. I think you can do like some really sweet stuff with it. My daughter and I were messing around with fluorescent post-it notes, which is where my Twitter profile picture came from. And I had plans to do like pictures of me doing super unimpressive yoga poses and like holding a Diet Coke can. Like I thought that would be really cool in front of a black wall. So the possibilities are endless. So that's all you really need. A couple cans of magnetic primer, 1 quart of semi-gloss black, a couple of those spongy roller thingies, and then a couple days and 1 panic attack later, and you've got a pretty sweet outlining wall.